So I started my business in a method called remote real estate. I don't know whether I made up that term or if you know anyone else who says remote real estate, hey, love you. Let's keep rocking that term. But remote real estate simply just refers to a method in property where you are able to make money in property completely remotely. So I don't know if you guys have heard of this term Wi-Fi money. Wi-Fi money simply just means that you're able to make money literally just from the comfort of your home, phone, with a laptop, which is actually over there, and Wi-Fi. And I've managed to get into property by just using those. So I started a property method called rent to rent deal sourcing, which is where I simply spend my time on Rightmove, Zoopla, Gumtree, etc., calling landlords and agents on behalf of my clients. Now, the majority of my clients have a luxury Airbnb business. So, what I am literally doing is almost pitching on their behalf, a little bit like a virtual assistant, speaking to landlords and agents and convincing them as to why they want to give that property over to my client who has a luxury Airbnb business as opposed to anyone else. Now, one of the main factors that we talk about is, of course, like if they're going to be using it for their luxury Airbnb business, they're going to need to ensure that that property is in amazing condition all of the time. So essentially, that means to the landlord, okay, great, the property is going to be in better condition. It means that at the end of the tenancy, there's a lot less for them to actually have to do, right? So that's long story short about what the business I started in, which is rent to rent deal sourcing. And each time that I successfully found a property on behalf of my client for their luxury Airbnb business, I would get paid a £3,000 sourcing fee, like literally £3,000 sent to me every single time that I successfully closed these type of deals. Now, I want to bring this up in the context of actually trying this out in my 20s because I feel like it will really help other people who are sitting on the fence as to whether they want to start a business or not actually make that decision. Now, with actually starting a business at a young age, it comes with many benefits. I started this business at the age of 19 and I kind of went on to develop it up to the age of where I am now, where I still do sell and close deals. And as a result of that, that has also opened up so many avenues for me to start my other business within remote real estate, which is my lettings agency. So, what we do with that, we have properties available and we rent them out to luxury Airbnb companies. So, instead of charging them a fee, we simply do what's called a back to back lease. We sit in the middle of the contract and essentially we rent it from the landlord and then we rent it back out to the Airbnb company. So that one is a lot more semi passive. But this video is about starting a business in your 20s. And I feel like I've always diverted from the point, but I'm going to get there. The reason as to why you should start a business in your 20s is because you have got nothing to lose. Like, what is the worst that can happen? Now, I understand if it's a situation where it's like you've got kids and you've got a family, you've got a husband, and not saying that you don't have that in your 20s, but a lot of people don't, which is why right now, in my opinion, your 20s are a perfect time to explore. Like, I know that the world would say, oh, like, try out new experiences. And I get that. I still try out new experiences. Like, literally, right now, I'm filming from Dubai. I've been here for about a month and a half. I don't live here, but I'm in Dubai for a couple of months, every couple of months. I just love it here so much. But because I'm in my 20s and childless by the grace at the moment, and also husbandless at the moment by the grace, he will come in Jesus' name at one point in my life. Hey, but because I don't have those responsibilities, I'm able to fail faster and I'm able to fail without repercussions. Like when I started my remote real estate business within the deal sourcing sector at the age of 19, the worst that would happen if I don't sell a deal is that I will literally just make money, not make money, but get money from Student Finance England anyway. Like there is not much to lose. You might as well try. And like every lesson is always every loss is always a lesson, genuinely. Like I started other businesses as well. I started Amazon FBA, didn't work out for me, not because it doesn't work, but it's because it didn't suit me in the end. I tried e-commerce. I had my own like clothing business that I was doing where I was like reselling clothes. Tried it, it didn't work out for me. That's completely fine. But because I started now in my 20s, by the time I'm in my 30s, I can use my 20s to graft and grind in a specific skill set and then actually end up benefiting from that a couple years down the line. But the worst position that you want to be in is not starting, especially in the position that you are in your 20s. If you're similar to me, where I was in university, living at home with parents, and I was actually 18 in the pandemic because I am 23 years old right now, but being able to have this opportunity to actually start something, to try something, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, we'll pivot onto something else. Like I cannot express enough the absolute bliss of starting this business young. Like, I'm so happy that I started it young, because I'm 23 now and I'm able to afford being in Dubai for like a month and a bit. Like, I've been here since April. It's now nearing on to June in the next 2 weeks. And like, I've been able to afford my lifestyle, nice things, expensive things, not expensive things all the time, but the things that I wanted to do, because I took that chance in my 20s whilst I had minimal responsibility. Now, I completely appreciate that not everybody has minimal responsibility. And if not, then I hope that you might still find at least some value in this video. But the main aim of this is actually just to encourage you that there is no reason as to why not you. Like, there is no reason as to why not you. If you've been thinking about getting into property, if you've been thinking about getting into business, but you just feel like there's so many odds up against you. Like, for me, the odds up against me were: one, I was in university; two, I'm a black woman. So those two odds, being black and also a woman. And then three, being super, super young. Four, being in debt. Like, I was literally owing money to my credit card at the time. Like, I've paid it off now by the grace of God, because I actually got started. But I was literally in a point of being in debt. Like, it was deep. Like, on a realistic level, there is no reason as to why I should be successful. Like, there's no reason as to why I should be successful. I'm actually, at the time, I was the epitome of why I shouldn't be. But the one thing that I did have for me was that I was in my 20s. I was super young. And I still am young, still in my 20s till 23 by the grace. But I was so young. Like, if I made a mistake now, there's not many repercussions later. Like, literally just pivot. When I started Amazon and I didn't like it, I just started again in something else, which was remote real estate. And it worked for me. It made sense for me. And I just continued doing what it was that I was doing. Like, it's literally as simple as that. Like, there's no reason as to why I couldn't do it. And I just want you guys to get to that place of just believing that, like, there's no reason why not you. Like, especially if you're young, like, what is there to lose? I want you to do an exercise for me. I want you to write down in your journal, what is there to lose? Like, just write it down. What is there to lose? And actually just think about that as a concept. Like, there is absolutely nothing that could go particularly wrong, where it's like, oh, like, I moved my whole family over to this place and I started this business and it didn't work and now I can't feed my kids. What kids? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, or I did this and that, and like, it has these, there's no, for those of you guys that are living at home right now, like, rent free, there's no reason as to why not. Like, this is the best time to build. Like, in my opinion, obviously this video is all stipulated on my personal opinion. Like, some of you guys will agree, some of you guys won't, but there's no reason as to why not you. I think that's the only thing that set me apart, so to speak, when starting my business. I didn't believe that there was a barrier to entry for me. Like, I would go to all of these networking events and I'd meet people who are 10 years older than me, in their 30s, 40s, and they're like, wow, I wish that I started sooner. Like, you are literally in a position to buy back time, or to actually utilize that time. Like, if you ever watch those movies about like being in the future and like what the future self would say, they'd always say start earlier. Like, I low-key wish I started at 18 instead of 19. Not that it makes a massive difference, but low-key it did, because I went to university, which now as I'm making this video, I do regret going to university, because I don't use my degree enough to justify the 27k that I spent on it, which was around 9 grand each year. But later on down the line, I might say, actually, yo, I'm really glad that I did a university degree. But aside from that, like, people always tell me I wish I started at your age. Like, I make around the same amount of some people who are 30 years old. Like, and that's because I started now. So imagine exactly where I will be when, by the grace of God, I do reach the age of 30 or 40 or 50. It's like, you're literally giving yourself an unfair advantage by starting now. Like, why not do it? Why not? Instead of thinking it will never be me, or what would happen if it doesn't do well, why not think, what if I didn't do it? Like, what if I look back in 10 years from now and I didn't start that business, and by now, 10 years ago, if I'd started, I would have been a multi-millionaire. But because I was too afraid of what other people thought, or because I was too afraid of how people would perceive me, but because I was too afraid of whatever it is that you're afraid of, insert what you're afraid of, I didn't do it. Like, is the cost of the embarrassment or the fear now worth the legacy that you'll get in the end? Worth the legacy that you'll have 10 years from now? Like, I'm 23 and I always, and this is not why I do it, I don't do it for the compliments, but I do get that compliment of, wow, like, you're doing so well, you're doing so well, you're doing so well. Like, imagine that in 10 years from now. Like, life is so interesting. It obviously has its ups and its downs, but like, with the things that you can control, which is the amount of effort that you put into starting your business, or starting that thing. It might not even be a business, it might be a community or something that that you've always been burdened to want to start. Like, imagine if you didn't do it. Like, what would your world look like if that wasn't the case? Like, what would your world look like if that wasn't the case? But I want you to sit with that, especially for those of you guys who are in your 20s, like me, the explorative years. Like, I can fail cost free. There is £0 and 0 pence. Well, I say that there's probably something somewhere, I don't know, but I can pretty much fail cost free. There's no serious repercussions. I won't have my house repossessed or my kids starving or anything like that. Like, there's no reason, just pivot and try. Like, if it doesn't work out, cool, you learned something. I learned that Amazon FBA wasn't for me. Brilliant. And now I tried something else, and I even used some of the skill sets that I learned from learning Amazon FBA into my property business, like customer services, customer relations, things like that I can implement into my business model, my structure. Yeah, I wanted to leave you guys with that. I hope this video has helped. Feel free to like, and in fact, not even feel free, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm very, very much looking forward to creating some more videos about property deal sourcing, some myths about deal sourcing, how anyone can get started in deal sourcing at any point in time, and how there's no qualifications. So if you're looking forward to that, I will be posting some more videos about it. And this has been Tinu Sijuade.